All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's 2 o'clock. So thank you so much for joining us for today's Innovate SOMO Network update. I'm Crystal Irons, Director of Business Support and Training at eFactory, and I'm excited to be your host for today's session. We're thrilled to have a mix of community connectors, our regional connectors, and other leaders around our Innovate SOMO network, as each of you plays a really important role in helping us reach entrepreneurs. So as we jump in, please take a minute to say hello in the chat. And while you're at it, feel free to share your contact information, maybe a quick note about what you do or a resource that you offer to the Innovate SOMO network. It's really a great way for us to connect through these meetings. And if you're new here to our group, Innovate SOMO is a joint initiative launched by eFactory in Springfield and Codify, which is headquartered in Cape Girardeau and an office in Springfield. And we host these Connecting SOMO webinars every month on the second Tuesday at 2 p.m. So make sure to check your calendar looking forward and keep these on your radar, and we'll continue to send updates about them. So for today's conversation, we're going to touch on the momentum that we built through our exciting Innovate SOMO Week, provide also an update on our SSBCI funding that we received, and we're going to spotlight some great work happening through the region with our regional connectors to visit with us today. So jumping in, with your help, we launched the first ever Innovate SOMO Week, bringing together partners from across our network to spotlight innovation, entrepreneurship, and the power of local support. From business resource events to training programs and collaborative workshops, the week truly reflected the strength of our network in action, and we really could not have done it without you, so we appreciate you. On April 21st, we were excited to kick things off at the eFactory with nearly 200 guests that joined us to celebrate the network and set the tone for a really high energy week. So again, thanks to everybody who helped make that event a real success. And then throughout the week, we saw great buzz on social media, as you can see here on the slide, just really all across the communities that we serve. It was exciting to see all the energy, the visibility that was built throughout the week, and that momentum is only growing thanks to all of you. We then closed out Innovate SOMO Week with a great event in Cape Girardeau at Codify that was, again, full of energy, connections, and a major announcement of a $2.9 million funding award through the Missouri Technical, there we go, Assistance Grant, which is administered by the Missouri Department of Economic Development. And I want to invite James from Codify to help talk about this a little bit.
Hey, thank you, Crystal, and thanks for everyone joining us this afternoon. It really was a great inaugural Innovate SOMO Week. One of the major announcements during the week came on the very last day. I think we were kind of happy to save one of the big announcements for the end. We were honored to have the leadership from DED, and actually many of you on this call join us in person for the awarding of over $2.9 million through the Missouri Technical Assistance Grant administered by the Missouri Department of Economic Development. This is, as I think many of you have probably read now, a U.S. Treasury approved project providing funding that will support additional technical assistance to help small businesses prepare to acquire funding or raise capital. And it really strengthens the work so many of you are already doing across southern Missouri, and we're really pleased to say now in similar regions across the state. So a great way to wrap up an exciting week. We are still finalizing detailed implementation plans with the department and other partners that are involved in SSBCI funding and technical assistance. So a lot of details yet to come and be published from the award, but we're really excited to have been able to announce it. And I'll kick it back to you, Crystal.
All right. Thanks, James. So as he mentioned, we still have a lot of details still left to come, but what we do know that it means is that we're able to expand capital readiness support and referrals to funding opportunities, and specifically to programs like MTC's Idea Funds and Ignite Missouri. So we'll all learn more about these programs as we move forward, but definitely excited about this opportunity just to continue to expand the reach that we all have across the entire state of Missouri. So now I'd like to turn it over and hear from our regional connectors. And these are organizations that help us build collaboration across Southern Missouri and really strengthen the Innovate SOMO network in a variety of meaningful ways. Each of these connectors bring unique programs and spaces that you'll hear about and see, services that support local entrepreneurs and small businesses. So let's hear how they're engaging their communities and helping grow the impact of our network. And we'll kick things off and hear from Doug Hunt, who's the Director of Entrepreneurship with the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce.
Well, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I take it you guys can hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, my name is Doug Hunt, Director of Entrepreneurship here at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce, and our Chamber President, Travis Stevens, is also on, so we're both very happy to be with you today. One of the things that we're proud of here at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce is having our business incubator, which is the Joseph Newman Innovation Center. And in 2026, we will host the 20th anniversary for that facility, and it's been a success story from day one. But what I wanted to do was drill down just a little bit on the numbers in the most recent 3 or 4 years and show you guys what an economic impact that this is having. So, and then remind me, how am I going to change the slides here, you guys?
Just tell me.
Oh, next slide, please. All right. So an overview of the building, it's a 2-story historic building. We have 15 private offices. We have 2 conference rooms, a podcast recording studio, and then we have a shared break room with a printer, 2 separate co-working spaces that offers dedicated desks and a hot desk. And then our co-working spaces on the recording booth were added in 2021 with a MOBEC grant. And that has been well received. In fact, a gentleman just texted me and said he's in the booth right now, is asking if he could stay in there a little bit longer. So it's been a huge help. We are at 100% occupancy with our private spaces. And then we have several hot desk and dedicated desks that are open. And we also have a day pass, and we participate in the free day pass, of course, with everybody in Innovate Southern Missouri. So next slide. And then about a year ago, I had the opportunity to go on our local television station through Missouri Southern State University. Program is called Newsmakers, and I was able to take Sarah Newman with me, who is the wife of the late Joe Newman, who our business incubator is named after. And it was great to have her on that 1-hour program just to talk about the history of the Newman family and their impact on Joplin as far as economic development. Her late husband, Joe, actually had the nickname here locally as the godfather of economic development. He was the one that really spearheaded a lot of what we did with our industrial parks and our shell buildings and tax abatements that really got Joplin growing economically post around 1985. So when he passed away in 2006, because he was such an innovator, our chamber board, as they moved forward with our business incubator, they named the building after him. So it's a great way to capture that history. Next slide. And then this is what we have. In looking at the 2023-24 numbers, again, 100% occupancy, that still holds true. During that time period, we had 20 requests for private space. We're on track with that as well this year. And with Joplin's robust healthcare sector and the addition of KCU medical and dental schools, our long-range planning will most likely include us adding a medical incubator. So hopefully we can bring that online a little bit quicker than what we're thinking about. And then we have plans in place to convert one of our co-working spaces into an open landscape with a little bit more casual seating. Next slide. Economic impact. Here's the fun part. We have tracked 50 full-time Missouri jobs in the past 3 years. Now, this is our data that report to the Missouri Technology Corporation, as well as the Missouri Department of Economic Development. That's a $2.2 million positive impact on the Southwest Missouri economy. One of our tenants is Power Engineers. They launched with 2 founders. And not only did they add their 6-time full jobs in 2025, they're on track to probably hire another 1 or 2 before the end of 2025. So that's with each 20 new full-time jobs created, we projected a positive annual economic impact of about $1 million on the Joplin region, especially a positive impact here in downtown. Next slide. So that pretty much wraps it up. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. This is the kind of stuff that I certainly hope that our senators in the legislature can see, that 50 full-time jobs created in just 1 incubator in our entire region is amazing. And I know that that holds true throughout all of Missouri. So we're proud to be part of the entire Innovate Southern Missouri network and be part of what we're doing to help entrepreneurs and startups become as successful as quickly as possible. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doug. What an amazing facility that you have there. Love to see that. Now I'd like to welcome Heather Fisher, CEO with the Ozark Small Business Incubator in West Plains.
Well, Doug gets an A for effort, so I applaud him. Wonderful slides. I just wanted to share a little bit about the Ozark Small Business Incubator and then a new program that we just rolled out during Innovate SOMO Week. So the Ozark Small Business Incubator is located in West Plains, Missouri, South Central. We're a community with 12,000 people, but we cover a 7-county region. That's a region with 114,000 people in it. And, you know, it's a broad area. We have the 3 largest counties in the state within our region. So we're covering quite a bit of territory. I have 2 staff right now on the road, one in Ava and one in Hartville, Missouri, teaching classes and meeting with entrepreneurs. So we really try to get out into the rural communities we serve and be boots on the ground, providing mentoring, training, access to our microloan program, those of some of our partners like Justine Peterson. So the OSB was founded in 2012, and since our founding in 2012, we've gone through 6 different renovations. So our building is now complete, and we have 4 meeting rooms and 19 offices. We're at 90% occupancy right now, but really we're the hub for this region right here. So you know, we measure our impact not just by the occupancy of our facility, but also by the clients that we mentor. So when I look at who we mentored in 2024, we met with 243 unique businesses. And we provided over 870 hours of business mentoring. So that's really where we get most of our impact from. So we do an economic impact study every year, and for 2024 we created 84 new jobs. This added to the total amount of jobs we've created since opening our incubator in 2012. We created 742 new jobs. Another thing that we like to track is, you know, what's the gross revenue of the companies we're working with, and in 2024 those companies reported a little over 24 million in gross revenue. So those are exciting numbers for us. Another number I'd like to highlight is the number of microloans that we have done. So this is through our loan program and also partnering with New Growth, Forge out of headquartered in Harrison, Arkansas, and also Justine Peterson out of St. Louis. We funded over 1.1 million in small business loans. And these go everything from loans of under $2,000, well, around $2,000 up to over 80,000. So we're helping connect these rural entrepreneurs to the capital they need to start and grow their businesses. Recently, our team has grown. We are on our, well, almost our last year of ARPA funding that has allowed us to hire a mentor coordinator who's trying to grow our mentor network in the 7 counties. Our vision is to plant a mentor at least in every one of the 7 counties we serve. It's also enabled us to have Autumn, who will be joining us in a second, our business development specialist. And most recently, we've added to our team a business engagement specialist, Ricky Baker, who's actually on the road today working with chambers, engaging them to try to use that as a network or a segue to engage the entrepreneurs in each of these small communities we serve. But I know Autumn, one thing that she noticed is some of the challenges that the small businesses that we work with really have in marketing. So she's going to talk about our brand building program. And we rolled this out during Innovate SOMO Week. We had a lunch and learn, had a great turnout for that. And I'll turn it over to Autumn to explain a little bit about this pilot program.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll keep it quick. I know we're nearly out of time, but this program we think is pretty innovative, which is why we chose to unveil it publicly for the first time during Innovate SOMO Week. As Heather said, we mentored 243 businesses last year, and one of the things that we heard again and again and again is that they just did not have any budget for marketing. Could not find it in their budget. And that's a huge challenge. Even in a small area, a small town where people think everyone knows everyone, you still need to have a marketing budget. So this has been a thing that it's been on my radar for a long time. So when we had an opportunity to work with both Ozark Marketing and a grant opportunity came along, we jumped on it and created an excellent program with Ozark Marketing, which is our local radio station. They own 4 local stations, and with the MasterCard Strive grant that we received through Rural LISC. We combined those two together to create the brand building program, which involves 2 scholarships, one for radio advertising for OSB clients and members, and another for website development. And then we also have a discount for radio advertising as part of this program as well. And we will serve 36 unique businesses with this grant opportunity. And as I said, we just rolled this out at the end of April during Innovate SOMO Week, and I am thrilled to say that we've already awarded 4 website development scholarships. That's $4,000 going to small businesses to build new websites. 2 brand building scholarships and 3 brand building discounts. So we've already had a total of 9 organizations go through the application process and be approved for this program, 9 of the 36. So I think it is being very well received so far, and we're really looking forward to the impact it will have in our area. And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Autumn. That is a very exciting program, and we'll continue to share it with our clients across the region as well. So now let's hear from Lucas Presson. He's the Director of Business Growth and Innovation with SOMO Ready.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Lucas Presson, again with SOMO Ready. I joined the team in February. I'm thrilled to be part of the group today. We've had a couple really exciting initiatives we've been working on. First, during Innovate SOMO Week, we partnered with Southeast Missouri State University's Business and Computing College on a Cultivating Innovation panel. We had 3 tech founders come in who work closely with the new dean, Kevin Dixon, Assistant VP Dan Presson, with support from Codify on identifying some panelists. And we had a good 40 students, community members attend the lunch meeting, and they heard from Michael Seaman, who I think many of you are familiar with, as well as Show Rust and Nathan Holmes. Great presentation. Really had a good core message of you don't have to move to a major metro to build a successful tech company. Nathan had a particularly memorable rural Missouri line about you can't ride 2 bulls. And so I think that stuck with students. Several stayed, talked about with the panelists, and have followed up with us directly. We live streamed it, and we're already discussing how to make this a reoccurring event in the fall and spring calendars going forward. It also given us insight on SOMO's talent, the pipeline, where it's coming from, and how we can help keep some of that talent in the region going forward, whether they're starting companies or working for an existing company. One of the other initiatives is our business startup checklist, which we also launched during Innovate SOMO Week, and we're already doing some iterations on that right now. This is tailored guides for 3 communities in our area, Cape Girardeau, Jackson, and Scott City, that's meant to walk entrepreneurs through the steps to launch their business, from permitting and zoning to utility setup and registration. They're available online. We're printing copies to be distributed at city halls, chambers, and also using it for some of our BRE visits with banking, real estate, law professionals. The checklist is also including connections for support organizations like the SBDC, so folks can help refine their business idea, provide some ideas on funding. Our local municipalities are really excited about this. It's something that they're asked about. In fact, I was at a lunch today. Someone came up to me and read the story about it, and they're really excited about it. It's really meant to be an easy to use tool that can give new business owners kind of a starting point on what do they need to do, what do they need to be thinking about. We're now looking at how can we use this resource is more than a handout, but actually as a funnel for SEMO Ready to identify and support entrepreneurs. So as they download it, how can we then follow up with folks later on? So that is something in a future phase for us. And then finally, in the last couple months, we've had probably about 20 really solid BRE visits. We're helping folks with expansion projects, working with DED, and just a number of good conversations that we're having in the region. Of course, this follows up the good work that's happening in our industrial park, site certification that's happening there, Amazon that is building a last mile facility in the industrial park. And then we had a TrustWorks opening as well. So several good things that are happening, but really wanted to mention about the business startup checklist and the event that we had recently.
All right. Thank you, Lucas. I did have a chance to check out your business start checklist, and it's really well done. So we love it as a tool to be able to share. And then hopefully as a result of your business retention and expansion meetings, you've done an amazing job of sending us Elevate participants. And so just want to say thank you for those referrals as well.
Wonderful.
Keep them coming.
Great.
Thank you for that. So now I'd like to welcome Ben Vickers, the Manager of Business Development with the Springfield Area Chamber of Commerce.
Hey, Crystal. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Great. Hey, folks. My name is Ben Vickers, and I'm at the Springfield Chamber. My primary focus is in economic development and attracting new businesses to the region. In addition to supporting the businesses and employers that we have in our own backyard, in order to accomplish some of those goals, we have a robust set of existing business attraction programming and then workforce development programming as well. But then one of our secondary goals, if you will, is focusing on the community infrastructure that really supports our business ecosystem. And what we're working on now is really shifting that focus to include and better support our entrepreneurial ecosystem as well. In 2024, we supported 9 successful projects in the region that helped create over 380 new jobs and over $200 million in capital investment. And that was primarily from local manufacturers, but a lot of them were also some of the smaller scale manufacturers that we've had in the community for decades that were really just ready to take the next step and graduate into a new building to develop green space, to take on infill properties in our downtown. And so, that kind of opened up the realization and the priority of how do we really help develop that pipeline of entrepreneurs that are going to get to that level. And it might not be tomorrow, it might not be this year, but it might be 5-10 years from now, where they are working to graduate into larger spaces and take on more job creation and more investment in our local community. And I think one of the great things about Southern Missouri as a whole is that we have so many great stories of that happening. Those stories just happened about 50 years ago in the form of Johnny Morris with Bass Pro, Jack Henry and Associates, the O'Reilly family, and so many more that have really just built this region as a whole. So along those lines, about 7 months ago, we added Jonas Argus to our team as the SVP of Economic Development. And he's had a major focus on regional economic development and building a better regional ecosystem to support that initiative. We've also focused quite a bit on building out our business retention and expansion program. We actually just hired somebody yesterday to lead that initiative, because at the end of the day, we know that about 80% of our net new job creation is going to come from our existing businesses. And so because of that, we have a goal to meet with over 200 businesses that represent a broad cross-section of the community, mostly manufacturers, because that's what our local economy is good at right now. But I think we're also going to really shift to focus on, to have a better focus on entrepreneurship. And, you know, at the same time, parallel to these things, we're at the beginning of a 5-year strategic plan that focuses on a few different areas, including regional economic development, growing our workforce population, and, you know, regulatory environment, traditional chamber things. But also included in that plan is something specific to entrepreneurship, and we're really excited about this. You know, we're incredibly lucky to have the eFactory and a small business development center and Innovate SOMO actually headquartered, you know, in Springfield at Missouri State University, just down the street from us. And this goal really strives to enhance those relationships and to build a better pipeline from us to them, and vice versa, for how we can really support these early stage businesses. So we're developing a pilot program right now to work closely with the 40 or so businesses that are in the eFactory incubator program. And what we would like to do through that is to offer free chamber memberships to those 40 members. And, you know, this has a number of benefits, like discounts to events. You have a ton of networking opportunities, and there's so much more, right? But what we really think is going to be the most beneficial is access to the chamber benefit plan and affordable health insurance options that that these very early stage businesses should be able to access, that they wouldn't be able to access otherwise. We have a collective agreement as a chamber of commerce, and that's part of the Missouri Chamber, that allows us to do that. So that will be very exciting, to offer affordable health insurance and just take that risk and that burden off of the plate of these entrepreneurs. Well, along the same lines, we're planning to do some customized onboarding and look for ways to really connect these businesses to, you know, local mentors, similar businesses, peer groups, and committees, and really try to get them involved in the community. You know, so many times we get siloed in our own work and in our own initiatives. And while entrepreneurs have so much on their plate, what we don't want to see happen is that they don't feel like they're connected to the community. And we want to connect them as much as possible in order to make our region as sticky as possible for them, get them involved as much as possible, so that when they have graduated to a larger scale business, that they decide to stay here as much as possible. So at the end of the day, our hope is that we want to build a robust pipeline of entrepreneurs there at the eFactory, and businesses that will graduate into the community with a good understanding of what this region really has to offer, and why they should keep that quickly scaling business and initiative right here. So thank you to the eFactory for helping us put that together, and we're really excited about the future.
Right. Thank you, Ben. And we are very excited about helping ensure that our eFactory tenants have access to those amazing chamber benefits. So we appreciate you guys. So we're coming up to the end of our half hour. I did throw a reminder in there about our Elevate program. Our cohort is coming up soon in June, so we love referrals to your companies in your area. Thank you so much for being here with us, and for everything that you do to help entrepreneurs throughout Southern Missouri. I hope you've enjoyed hearing from our regional connectors and the amazing programs and services that they offer. And don't forget to join us next time, June 10th at 2 p.m. For a legislative update from Ryan DeBoof. So there's been some amazing things and crazy things going on, and he's going to break it all down for us next month. See you then. Thank you.